For Dr. Fauci, I have two questions if I can. Hospitalizations for the flu at this point in the season are the highest in over a decade. Why is the flu so bad this year, and how much protection is the flu vaccine providing for those who have gotten it?
Yeah, well, let me answer the second question first, is that the vaccine is well matched to the circulating strain. So that, again, is another really good reason to tell people what Dr. Jha and I and others have been saying about get your flu vaccine, because that's one of the issues that we're going to be dealing with this winter that we can do something about. When you have seasons of very low flu, which got kind of bumped off the table by COVID, when you have respiratory illnesses that circulate, they sort of have niches that you very rarely have one and the other at its peak. So when we were at a peak with COVID, all the other respiratory illnesses, including RSV and including flu, were very, very low compared to other years. When you now open up in society, people now maybe are under-vaccinated. Not everybody's wearing a mask. We're trying to get back and are getting back to some degree of normality. You almost have like a rebound effect of something that was very low for 2 seasons. If you look at the flu over the last couple of years, in the peak of the COVID back in 2020 and 2021, we were having the lowest flu seasons on record. So it's not surprising that we're seeing it return back.
So Dr. Fauci said that it is not surprising there's this rebound effect with the flu this season. Why then does it seem like the country is caught so flat-footed by it?
What do you mean caught flat-footed by it?
People in this country are struggling to get basic antibiotics and antivirals. Why?
So I'm not sure what. So we have plenty of Paxlovid. I've not heard people struggling.
The flu and RSV.
So I don't know what antivirals you're thinking about for RSV. There aren't any that I'm aware of. There is a monoclonal that's for very, very high-risk children. We have that. We have plenty of that. So I don't think anybody's struggling. I'm not aware of anybody struggling to get the monoclonal for high-risk children, immunocompromised children.
But CNN headline today: Shortages of antivirals and antibiotics compound the stress of a rough season for viral illnesses in kids.
Again, I'd have to look at the specifics. What I would say is we often see shortages of individual antibiotics. I'm not aware of antivirals that are in shortage. The single most important thing that people need to do to protect themselves in this moment where we have a lot of flu, still have a decent amount of RSV, still got a good amount of COVID. The single most important thing people need to do is go get vaccinated. It keeps you out of the hospital. It keeps you from getting particularly sick. We have plenty of flu vaccines. We have plenty of COVID vaccines. We have plenty of COVID antivirals. As I said, I think the country is ready. We're ready to support hospitals that are getting into trouble. We have been working with jurisdictions over the last month, meeting with them. If hospitals need help, we've offered that, and we stand ready to help hospitals get through this moment.
I don't know what the numbers are for the flu, but are you expecting that year after year, some number of Americans will get their updated vaccine, and what number are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, so we don't have a target. At this moment, I do believe that given where we are with COVID and the evolution of this virus, I do expect that for majority of Americans, they will need an annual COVID vaccine to have maximal protection. If you think about it, a majority of Americans were eligible for a booster last fall. If they got it last fall, they're eligible again this fall. Again, there's been a lot of it's hard to make specific predictions about this virus, but all the science and all the evidence we have suggests that we're probably going to need to update our vaccine again next year and have Americans get vaccinated again next year. Right now, our focus is let's get Americans protected this fall and winter with the updated COVID vaccines we have.